What up, Quick Talk listeners? How the heck are you? I hope you enjoyed yesterday's podcast. It was a kind of a cool coaching call. It helps give so much context when you hear someone else's actual story, and you can grab these little bits and pieces that are like applicable to you. Not all of it will be, but there's still like just gold in those hills, right? So the feedback is going to be great on these. I just know it. And to leave me feedback, you need to call my new podcast voicemail phone number. That's so cool. You can leave me a message. You can ask me a question. You can tell me your story. There's a 3-minute limit on it, and then it will cut off. But I would love for you guys to give me a call. Here's the phone number. I'll give it to you. It's 810-201-4555. 810-201-4555. And leave me a message. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what kind of business you have, where you're calling from, and ask a question or leave a comment, right? Let me know ideas and suggestions for future shows. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to play just the tail end of the coaching call that was yesterday, the rest of it. And we're just kind of talking about franchise stuff. And I'm going to do a podcast on this maybe tomorrow and go deeper because I get a lot of questions about franchises, and I work with a lot of franchisees from an array of different franchises, and I think I have a unique perspective on it, and I'll share more with you about that tomorrow. But anyways, for today, just enjoy this call, and I will talk to you guys later.
These are hard because franchises are actually two different things. Really successful franchises are really good at selling franchises. And being really good at selling franchises is a completely different skill set than being really good at teaching, coaching, and equipping the franchisees to build their own successful business. Like, those are separate things. So it's like you're so excited, you're on fire, they get you to get the SBA loan, you wire this big, huge chunk of money to them, you're going to like change the world, like your wife's proud of you, you're so excited. It's like getting married, right? In the wedding day. It's like the wedding day when you sign the papers. But the problem is that a lot of franchises aren't prepared for the marriage. Like, there's nothing but disappointment on the back end. I'm like, okay, what do I do? And they're like, well, just buy ads. And it's like, wait, no, that's it? Well, that doesn't work. And that's why people lose money and they get more credit card debt. Like, you can...
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
And we have tons of franchisees in the boot camp, tons of them, from all different franchises.
Welcome to the Quick Talk Podcast with Joshua Latimer, where we discuss business, life, family, faith, struggle, fire, pain, and ultimately winning.
It's time to take massive action. Look, I can't work harder on your life or business than you do. It's ultimately all on you. You know, God created all the food the birds would ever need, but he doesn't put it in their nest. You've got to go get it. 10 out of 10 people die. So how about doing something today that actually matters while you still can?
What are we going to hit in revenue this year?
Well, revenue-wise, I said it at $300,000. I figure that's it's just it's ambitious enough. I feel like that if I don't quite make it, I should be somewhere good. But it's also, I think, really attainable. I've been focusing, like, this is tough. I've been trying to get into more commercial cleaning, like, apartment complexes and that sort of thing, like now, or, and we kind of got, I say lucky, but we knew some people and they got us into cleaning an apartment complex for like $7,000, took like a week, 2 guys, and it was really good money. So I'm trying to get into that. I'm trying to get more into building relationships with builders, because there's a glut here in the market. Glut, I guess there's a excess of building going on, but there's not enough construction clean people to do it. And so, and I didn't know if I want to do this or not, but I've been thinking, because we do a lot of sub work doing windows. And so we made $10,000 on this job last year doing windows. I was like, $10,000 doing windows. I was like, this is really good. I said, and we only worked like less than a week. It was a lot of work, but we did it. And actually had 4 people then. But my point is, I don't know if it's worth kind of expanding a little bit into like a construction clean, like, actually clean up the interior of the building as well, to kind of get my way past the deck, because that was my first thought. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I don't really want to like have myself watered down.
Yeah, it's a tough question. I mean, I guess if something falls in your lap, if there's an opportunity in front of you where you are right now, like you don't want to like turn down really profitable revenue, but what you do want to be careful about is tricking yourself into thinking that the way to make more money so you can pay off the debt, that the way to do that is by offering more services, because that's not true. But it feels true when you're struggling and you're panicking. Like, it's a very real feeling. But there are companies, like there's a company in New Jersey that does $15 million a year. All they do is clean gutters. Wrap your head around that. So it's, make it, you don't need to do this service or that service to pay off the debt. What you need to do is make sales that are profitable. It doesn't matter what it is that you're selling, really. But the risk is if you start doing things that you're not really good at, it'll be inefficient. It'll be harder to train people because there's way too many things to learn, and it just complicates your business.
So that's kind of where I kind of left it, because I didn't do anything with it. And I have the other things I've been chasing, like storefronts. There was Fish window cleaners. I don't know if you know them. Mm-hmm. The local one went out of business. He went out of business, in my opinion, because he was pricing so low. I didn't know the guy, and I feel bad about it. I was like, geez, you know. But, and in fact, I got the place where I'm at now from him, and I'm like twice the price he was. But anyways, storefronts. I don't know. We're primarily residential. We make most of our money residential, but storefronts. How do you feel about that? Because my thought is they're not that great unless I can get all of them.
Right.
But I've done, like I had, for example, I have a place out here. It's called Safe Industries. We clean it quarterly for $400. And I have another, like I said, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 buildings like that we do now.
Well, those are barely even qualified as storefront because they're higher ticket, right? Like, are you talking about $10, $8, $16 stuff?
I was talking about more storefront. Like, I don't know if it's worthwhile to go up to storefront, but I really feel like our niche is more of a standalone building for a company that we can go and clean. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right, like assisted living, doctor's offices. Yeah.
So we have 5 of those right now, and like I think total revenue would be about $10,000 or maybe a little more. Actually, no, about $12,000 from all 5 of those for the year. And I'd like to get more of those.
Go after those. Don't worry about storefront. The only benefit of storefront is you can keep your guys busier in the slow season. It brings a level of like monthly reoccurring revenue, which is cool, but it's only worth it if you get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them and your route density is perfect and you start dominating the entire strip malls. And that takes a really long time and a lot of mental energy to do it. So it can work. Like, there are awesome companies that do storefront, but being that you do like tinting and you do all this other residentially focused stuff, it doesn't quite, like, you don't have the bandwidth or the team to dilute your efforts like that. I would just focus on getting hundreds of new residential customers and blowing their minds with your process and your systems. Get lots of referrals. Go after what all the low-hanging fruit is. Low-hanging fruit is, how do you get your current customers to pay you more money? Like, what can you do with some of the underpriced jobs to re-engage them at a higher price? How do you get them to increase their frequency so that they clean with you more often? And how do you get them to become raving fans so they tell their weird uncle and their neighbors to call you? All that stuff I just said is free. That's where you start. And then you look at paid channels like direct mail or doing like 5 rounds. Those are really effective. I don't know if you use Send Jim, you can use that for that. But if you're not grabbing all the low-hanging fruit, but you're just trying to solve all your problems with money, you're missing out on like so much learning. Like, you can make a lot of money with your brain if you slow down and look at things and be creative. That was pretty good. That's some good stuff.
Really good. It was really no. I think
myself.
Well, it was impressive to me too, because it takes me a while. Because it's a franchise and it has a certain way of doing it, and when until you said it, I didn't really realize that that's kind of the way I've been indoctrinated into thinking. Like franchises,
I know.
Pay your way out of things. And
I know. Franchises are hard because franchises are actually 2 different things. Really successful franchises are really good at selling franchises. And being really good at selling franchises is a completely different skill set than being really good at teaching, coaching, and equipping the franchisees to build their own successful business. Like, those are separate things. So it's like you're so excited, you're on fire. They get you to get the SBA loan. You wire this big, huge chunk of money to them. You're going to like change the world. Like your wife's proud of you. You're so excited. It's like getting married, right? And the wedding day. It's like the wedding day when you sign the papers. But the problem is that a lot of franchises aren't prepared for the marriage. Like there's nothing but disappointment on the back end. I'm like, okay, what do I do? And they're like, well, just buy ads. And it's like, wait, no, that's it? Well, that doesn't work. And that's why people lose money and they get more credit card debt. Like you can.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
And we have tons of franchisees in the boot camp, tons of them from all different franchises. And a call like this is infinitely valuable compared to some of the crap that you get in a franchise if you apply it. Like, it's just so much deeper. I don't know why they don't do it like that, but
it's funny you say
I feel your pain.
They're actually transitioning toward that model more now because it's been a complaint. And I told them all, I said, basically everything you just said is more or less the current conversation that I had, because I haven't really talked to corporate in about 18 months. Because I told myself, well, you can't really help me. I mean, I've asked for some help. I've told you where I'm going. I told you what I'm trying to do. And your answer is...
Well, is a lot better than most other franchises, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. And like, what was a guy tell me once? I had a friend, I haven't talked to him in years, but he's a Jordanian multi-millionaire. He's got lots and lots of money. Mm-hmm. And I said, I was going to start a business. And he goes, and I said, well, I'll never be a millionaire. And he's not a guy that gets upset. And like his tone was rather sharp. He goes, "Don't you ever say that." He says, "You have no idea where you're going to end up and what's going to make you money." He goes, "Do you really think that this is how I started with my business?" Because he's a telecommunication guy. He owns like this huge telecommunication thing. So now he owns like this gigantic like logistical support thing. And he was like, he says, "Believe it or not, I didn't start out in any of this. Like I was doing one thing and then the other thing started working. So I kind of just let it go and I started these other things." So he said, who knows? Maybe one day, you'll just have these two gigantic arms of your company.
Maybe. If you add value to the world, good things happen. It's really simple, actually. If you add value to your employees' lives and it's authentic and you care about them, they're going to do good stuff and things will be good. If you take care of your customers for a long time consistently, you're going to succeed. It's like there's no magic unicorn fairy dust. It's the basic things. It's not getting confused. It's having clarity on one thing at a time and sticking to the plan. That's how you win.
Okay. Well, Josh, I really appreciate it. I mean, the last thing I wrote down here is what can we do for free? And I think I'm going to keep that as my motto before I start thinking of spending money. Have I exhausted? Have I done the things that I need to do? So I got here, schedule vacations, pay off $25,000 in debt. That's a really good goal. Definitely defining greatness more narrowly. I got to look at that really hard. And I know you said the call's recorded, but I did write down the 5 steps, and I think the 5th step was the leadership development program.
Yes.
Only if I have the right people.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a program with the wrong people. It just won't work right. Like, they won't buy in. It'll be cheesy to them, right? It'll be stupid. But you get the right people that go through the right process, that have all these conversations with you, and then they get hired, and it's like a party, and they're like introduced to your team who's also congruent with the whole message they've heard so far. Then you run them through a training program that is just driving home the same constant thing. Then you put them in a leadership development program. Then it works. You see?
Okay.
It's like a funnel.
I can do that. I mean, it does have a lot of military stuff. It's just usually the military tells you what you need to do. So it's pretty easy in that sense. You just got to do it.
You're so right. I've noticed that. Yeah, it's really hard to start making quick decisions, unless maybe you're in special forces or something. But your whole life's planned out when you're in the military. Like, you don't even have to think about what you're going to eat. You don't have to think about what you're going to wear. You don't have to make decisions, really. No,
you don't, and it's weird because you don't think that you're that way. I mean, they get you a lot of good things, and a lot of it carries over, but trying to divorce it from that culture, that environment is the issue. But anyways, that's a whole different conversation, but I really appreciate it.
At least your bed gets made every day. I guarantee you make your bed every day. It's a great benefit.
Right? That's like a book now, right?
I do not make my bed, which is very shameful. I just don't care, and I just go live my life.
Well, I really don't. I'll be honest with you, I don't. I don't.
Just because you're an entrepreneur now. Now you're all over the place.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, friends. And from all of us here at the Quick Talk Podcast team, we hope you loved today's show. We hope that you were inspired to become a doer and not just a listener. Apply what you've heard today in your own business and watch things change for the better. Lastly, remember that all the money in the world can't save your soul. Seek first the kingdom of God, my friends. We'll see you next time.
For more information about the Quick Talk Podcast or Joshua's other businesses, visit our website, quicktalkpodcast.com. Have a blessed day.